No matter the language, coast to coast.
Bueno,
Hello.
hello.
I'd like to lease your laundromat from you.
Huh?
Very, very hard to hear you, sir. Are you using a headset? It's hard to hear you.
The speaker.
My name is Danny. I'd like to lease the laundromat space. I saw your number on a sign.
Okay, yeah, it's for rent.
It's for rent? Thanks for watching. We're interrupting this landlord beatdown to talk about Vegas. Oh, I love that sound. There's nothing like the craps table and throwing these $100 checks down at 3 a.m. Shelly on my arm, cigar in my mouth, and guess what? I play dice. You want to join us in Vegas? Come out. We're hanging out this January the 13th. The link is in the description. We're going to take this $2,000, throw it down on 7, and turn it into a couple of $100,000. Let's be serious for a moment. Have you ever been to an industry conference? Well, this is the best there is. Forget about me. I'm just your master of ceremonies. Who do I want you to hang out with? How about Luke and Lee Williford? 80 laundromats within them. They are building the fastest growing chain in the United States right now. These guys are doing $500,000 a month net, a quarter at a time. It's real. You'll sit with them. You'll hear them speak at the Roundtable Conference. You know Investment Joy, my buddy Brandon Schlichter. He'll be there. Hang out with him. Watch him speak for an hour if he doesn't run on for a few. From poverty, being evicted to millions. And we've got Chris Atkins, another good friend, who bought my silly DVD all the way in Australia when he was 17. Well, he turned that into free, not laundromats, but free car washes. Free car washes in Los Angeles, imagine that. How about Keenan? You know, following Keenan, this is a guy that I want to hang out with in my garage, have a beer, and wrench on some Harleys. Speaking of Harleys, how about our good buddy, Joe Dan Reed? He's got 9 stores in Kentucky. He started to realize that he enjoys scooping up free laundromats, building them up, and selling them. Nothing wrong with that. Last but not least, among our speakers, the famous ones, my buddy Dan Albrand. You know him as Hot Doggin' with Dan. This guy's a serial entrepreneur. I got him into a free laundromat. Never heard his name until he sent me an email. He grabbed my silly course, did it. He didn't want to retool. He had other things going, other irons in the fire, so guess what? Sold the place, walked away with $35,000 in cash. Guys, if you've never been to a professional conference before, if you're not a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, a candlestick maker, this is the conference that you need to get your ass to. Vegas, the Circa. Grab your ticket, start writing off every detail. Your plane, your train, your automobile. Hell, buy yourself a new tux. Meet us in Vegas. I look forward to shaking your hand. Now back to your regularly scheduled landlord beatdown.
Yeah, for rent or for sale.
Yeah, I get it. It's almost impossible to understand you.
It's for rent or for sale.
Okay. Is there any way you could change how you're communicating with me at all?
Let me check. You hear me?
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking through it.
You hear me?
Again, it's really hard to hear you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, let me call you back.
Okay. I think that might be a little bit better. I don't know how it could be worse. You own the building and you have a hold of that laundromat space. I don't want to make any assumptions. I want to tell you about us. So I've been in the coin laundry business for almost 20 years, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, and I'm interested in signing that long-term lease with you and then retooling this store. I want to put some new equipment in. I want to, you know that. I mean, you own the building. It's the way it's sitting, it's not going to be operating properly. It looks like you pulled the air conditioning unit out. We're going to need some help from you to get this place operating successfully, but I'm going to spend the money on the equipment if it makes sense and do a 15-year term with you.
15 years term?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why do you say it that way? Ed, anybody that's going to lease this long term, is serious about it. Anybody that's going to lease it short term is going to do what? They're not going to change the equipment. The equipment is junk. You know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we understand each other. I assume, and I don't want to make any assumptions, I assume that you had a tenant there and they left?
Yes.
Okay. They left because they couldn't earn a profit, my friend. And they couldn't earn a profit because the laundromat equipment is old. If you want to sell the building itself, that's great. Sell it once we've retooled it and put new equipment in, and you've got a thriving, beautiful laundromat in place. I'm not buying equipment right now, Ed. I'm looking for a 15-year lease because my equipment costs are pretty big on a laundromat. You know, it's my understanding you own the taqueria next door as well, that you're a chef.
Yeah, I can rent for $1 the square feet.
Oh, you're cutting to the chase. I like that. Okay. Well, I can get to $1 a square foot, but I can't start at $1 a square foot. And you're going to be taking care of the air conditioning, proper tonnage for the space. I would put the unit on the roof if I were you. I'm not sure why you removed it.
Okay.
There's a lot to talk about, Ed. I'm obviously a serious player. I'm looking to spend the money on washers and dryers. You know why I'm calling you? You know why I'm intrigued by the space?
Well, I have a realtor right now. You know.
No.
You can talk to my realtor.
I'm not a realtor.
Oh, I'm already have one. Last week. I already have one last week.
You have.
You know.
You hired a realtor?
Yeah, the guy sells the properties. I don't know.
Okay, but no, I didn't find Ed. I didn't find some listing somewhere. I'm looking for laundromats. I'm asking you a question. Do you know why my partner and I are interested in this space?
You earn it?
Do you know why we're interested in this space?
No, I don't know.
Because the gas, water, and electric is there. It's already in the walls. It's not the number of cars that drive by. It has nothing to do with the beautiful sign that you put out there, or somebody did, your previous tenant. It's a nice sign. Probably brings people in. But once they pull in, the sign doesn't really show what's inside that laundromat. There's 30-year-old broken equipment in there. So we need to spend a ton of money. What's the square footage and what's the best you can do on a 15-year term?
Right there is like almost 20,500 feet almost.
Okay. So it's close to 2,500 square feet. The connections are there, the gas, water, electric. There's a lot to hash out and a lot to discuss. You understand we're going to need you to invest some money on a new air conditioning unit there.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you're not going to find any rented space in Texas where there's no air.
He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy.
You know, and we're not about to swamp cool the place either. All those tumblers need to get pulled. All brand new top loaders are going to go, front loaders are going to go in where the top loaders used to be. And we're going to run yet another highly successful laundry. But I need to know, again, the best you can do on the rate. We can get to $1 a square foot, but we can't do that from day one. We need rent abatement up front. We need help with you, again, from the air conditioning units and the other items that are not ancillary to a laundromat, but, you know, tenant improvement money has to come in that form from you. I can write you a letter of intent, but I don't want to hustle you off the phone. What's the best you can do on a 15-year term?
Oh, I can rent for you in 2,300.
Okay. Well,
2,300 a month, you know?
2,200.
2,300.
Okay. I like 22 better. My
I like 24.
my partners speak Spanish. Would you rather speak Spanish?
Yeah, it's better in Spanish, you know?
Okay, I understand. Well, I can order food and get my face slapped in Spanish, but that's about it. What I'm going to do, I need to put together a letter of intent for you, and I have one more bigger question first. On a 15-year term, we're going to have to retool this place, and it's going to take us a long time to get the equipment in. You know what the supply chain looks like, my friend, whether it's equipment for your taqueria or tires or gasoline for your car. That said,
I have a restaurant.
What's that?
I have a taqueria, a restaurant, like restaurant.
Right. I know you're a chef. Good for you. At the end of the day, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for us to get this place retooled in a timely manner. So we're going to need some free rent. We're going to need some rent abatement on that lease. If we're giving you $2,300 a month over the next 15 years, you're going to be collecting a lot in future rent from us. But I'm going to need 12 months of abatement up front. I want to put it in writing, but I don't want it to slap you across the face when you see it.
Okay, because some things I don't understand. I need to learn it.
I get it
in Spanish,
I got that impression, and that's fine. Let's put together another call. We're pretty close on the rent, all right? But at the end of the day, I can get an interpreter and we can talk in reference to that. And we want to lease the space from you for 15 years. We need to beat you up a little bit on the rate of rent. And what you're going to have here, my friend, is a beautiful, thriving laundromat with a well-lit parking lot. We're pretty close on a deal here. And then, hell, sell the building. The lease goes with it. That's fine with me. You're going to be selling a building with a beautiful laundromat in place instead of what you have now. Let me put together a deal with my partner and do this. This is your cell phone number, yes?
Yes, this is my cell phone.
Okay. Text me your email address.
Okay.
All right. And I'll send an email and we'll set up a call.
Okay. Tell your partner to call me in Spanish, okay?
Correct. Gracias.
Yeah, correct.
Adios.
Thank you.
Okay. I could tell that he's faltering a little bit with the English, and that's absolutely fine. Do you speak Spanish?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to make that assumption. So we can set up a call, but first you and I are going to have to put our heads together and understand. What I want you to do on that call is basically just straight interpretation, right? I just want you to interpret what is being said. We're close on getting this done. I'd like to set up another call with him, depending on when he sends back his email. And so we've got his name. We're very close. Look, he said $1 a square foot to begin with, which is precisely where we want to be. But understand in negotiating, when someone gives you what you want, you go for more. You understand that. No matter the language, coast to coast, and 28 other countries, free laundromat. It works when you work it. I'm Danny. Get the course. Get a laundromat.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.